This build took me so long to do, but I am so happy it's finished because I have just finished my floating island, my Forest of Valor one. I absolutely love this build. For this build, I really wanted to do a sort of like city or town. I really wanted to use the Beast Castle because I feel like even though it's so gorgeous, I don't really get that much use out of it because usually it takes up most of the biome when I do put it in, so I usually have to have it by itself. But yeah, these islands are so massive, so I decided to try and fit kind of as many houses as I could on this little island. My main focus was just doing like a big circle around everything. I really wanted to use Gaston and Flynn because I just feel like their houses are so cute, especially together. For this middle bit, I really wanted to use these mossy walls and kind of make little curved edges. I just wanted to put a little sitting area in the middle here, and yeah, just a little bit of like a focus point of the build. I also used the tavern and this purple cottage, as well as the other little hobbit house that we have that looks similar to the tavern. I just think all of these really fit the vibe so well. For the pathing, I actually ended up going in the end with the bordered mud path, but just during the build it is this path. But yeah, I do change it later in the build. I didn't really know at this stage what kind of style I wanted to go for. All I kind of knew is I wanted it to be rustic, but as the build kind of progresses, it does get a little bit more floral and pretty. I played around a lot with different trees and foliage. We obviously have so much new foliage with the new expansion, but I was just having a hard time kind of figuring out exactly what I wanted to do. I kept on looking at these beautiful trees that we have on the edge of this island and just wishing we had them so much because I really wanted to use them. Originally I went with this kind of lighter green and this like orangey kind of vibe, but then I ended up switching this to jungle trees, and then I switched it to Forest of Valor trees, and then right at the end I switched it to something different. But you'll kind of see my whole thought process through this whole build. Yeah, this build took me many hours. A lot of time went into this build, so a lot of stuff is just cut out because, you know, can't be here all day. But yeah, I really underestimated how massive this biome was. It's amazing because we have so much stuff to kind of put everything, especially with all these new updates, these new premium house skins, new characters. I mean, we have a lot of houses in the game and not a whole lot of space to put them without these floating islands. So yeah, it's really good that we got all the space. This little like table and chairs, that little area, I'm not really sure what that was, but we do end up putting a little park area on the other side. This is also another park area, so I was just kind of imagining that's where you maybe like pay to go into the park, like a gold coin donation or something like that. Over here is like a smaller area of a park. I just really wanted to have a couple little spaces to kind of sit and eat. And yeah, I for this build didn't really like decorate the outskirts, you'll kind of see, but I kind of really bordered off the edge of the island with lots and lots of trees because I really wanted to feel enclosed. I didn't want to feel like you are actually on an island. But yeah, I used this Harvest Fest kind of sign, and yeah, I really, after I placed this, really decided, okay, let's go full into the rustic kind of vibes. So I did, and just yeah, lots of like farming sort of items, a lot of that sort of stuff. As for the new items that we got in the star path, I'm sorry to be a hater. I do really love the items that we got, but throughout this build I just kept on wishing that they gave us some items that weren't necessarily like frosty themed. I mean, especially since we got those like extra rewards, I just wish that those green items didn't come with any snow on them because I really wanted to use them, and I just feel like the star path would be a lot more versatile. I mean, we do already have like a frosted themed star path, so yeah, I'm not really sure why we got another full one with no versatile items. I still love it, don't get me wrong. I don't want to be a hater, but it's just when you get so excited for like new star paths, we do get them quite often, but it's still like if you play every day, it's a lot of time to like wait and, you know, use items, so you're excited for the next one. So it just kind of sucks when things are like locked behind a certain biome. I know you can still use them in other biomes, I have, but if you're not going for like a frosted theme, it's just not gonna work. So yeah, that's the one thing that I'm gonna say about the star path. I just wish we could do builds like this, all builds in like my valley, every biome. I wish that I could use a couple items from the new star path. But yeah, I'm so glad that we got the floating islands. I'm just really excited to get some more floating islands done and just play around, especially with the new item rotation. I guess that's why I haven't really thought too much of it, because we got so much else in this update, so you can't really be too mad, can you? It's probably the best update anyways. Definitely not the best star path, but yeah, best update so far, I think. For this little area next to Gaston's house, I just decided to do a little kind of market area. I put lots of like the harvesty kind of items, some like stalls, and yeah, lots of just little knickknacks and things. I was still at this point kind of trying to find items to use. I didn't want to double up on too many items. This is a really big build, so yeah, there's kind of a lot to decorate. I didn't want to decorate with all the same items, but yeah, this is kind of like a little farmy area. In the front of this area later in the build, we do put a little like farm in that little square area where there's a big gap. And yeah, still at this point I was going with the kind of orange and green kind of theme, and I actually do think that these trees do look really good together. So yeah, this is when I decided to switch it to the Forest of Valor trees, and I also think this looks really good. That's the thing, all of the kind of tree combinations that I did, I do think that they all look good. I just wasn't 100% sold on any of these ideas. I think this is probably the second best. The first one that I did, probably the third best, but I really love how the last one turned out. Here I decided to do a little farm area, and this is just next to this cottage house. I wanted like a formal farm area. I did put gaps in between the rows to kind of give it a little bit more space, and then I played around with some like fencing and tables, because I like to fill up tables with little like knickknacks and things. I just think it adds so much to builds and stuff. Yeah, I just put trellises on the sides. I think it looks really cute. I love this. It's very open, so it doesn't feel too cluttered, but it also gives the like farmy vibes, which I really love. And yeah, this is how it looks, and I basically just go in and detail it quite a bit during closer to the end of the build. The foliage that I used was mostly Forest of Valor, but I did add a couple of plaza trees and stuff. Not trees, sorry, foliage. And I also added in those little pinky bushes, just the smaller ones from Storybook Vale, because I think that those are just so cute. And yeah, they just add so much. The flowers that I used for this build were the pink flowers. I just used the normal ones that I always use, which are the like pinky flowers from the Sunlit Plateau. They're my absolute favorite. I did decide to kind of angle this house because yeah, it just looks a lot better, kind of angled, a lot more natural and realistic, I think. And back here where you see that like muddy path, that's where I decided to do a little park area. We do have some like easels, some picnic blankets, and a couple of tables in this area here. I didn't go full into detailing at this moment because I just kind of wanted to place down what I thought would be used there. Yeah, I kind of just go to like certain areas, put a little bit of decorations down, leave it, go to the next area, because yeah, like I said, this build took hours, like genuinely hours. Like the longest build that I have ever done probably in total like 5 hours, which is just crazy. That's actually really crazy to say, but yeah, I don't know. It's just hard when you're doing a massive area. I think it would have taken me a lot less time if I did split it into 4 and just worked on a corner at a time, but yeah, I did this instead because everything is kind of centered around the middle, and then I just have small things to the outside areas. I also decided to change this and put a clock tower in the middle instead, because as I was walking around and checking if it looked good, the fountain kind of blocked all of the path. Not the path, but it blocked the castle behind, so I wanted to create a kind of space where it felt a little bit more open, and this is how I kind of achieved that. It was also a lot cuter having these like little benches too. I thought this was quite cute, and yeah, it matched a lot better. As you can see there, I do have that little farm that I was talking about. It's just quite small, but it fills in this little weird area here, so yeah, I did really want to do that. As for the like fountain, I decided to put it right in the corner and like block it off with lots of trees, foliage. So you have to kind of walk through this wooded area to get to the like town, which I really loved. It gives like very like magical kind of enchanted vibes. Here's the little area I was talking about. I just started with trying to do some pathing, and at first I did this little rock path, which honestly I wasn't really obsessed with, so I did switch it to some normal pathing. I don't think it looks bad at all doing the pathing this way, but yeah, I do think that the normal pathing kind of makes a lot more sense, because we do have a lot of like areas that kind of split off from the main path, so I didn't want it to feel confusing, even though I know that's kind of silly because it's literally my valley, so I'll know what I built, I'll know how to get around. But yeah, I really wanted this area to be enclosed. I just wanted it to feel like a different sort of area to the rest. I wanted it to be like kind of like a reveal whenever you came into this biome or this floating island. Like, I didn't want to spawn straight into the town. I just wanted a little peaceful walk there. And I feel like this also kind of has a lot of like cottagey magical vibes. This is the pathing that I changed, and then I also changed this pathing in here because I really wanted something a little bit more subtle, so I changed that to some checkered pathing. I think that looks a lot better, just a lot more like natural. And yeah, I did end up putting a little gazebo here because I thought that the pink was a little bit too much on the castle, and I felt like this gave a little bit more like open vibes, even though I know that's kind of silly because we're literally closing it off. But yeah, I think this looks a little bit better. I'm not really sure why. Also, just the green kind of vines. Yeah, it's just really pretty. I decided that this little area here, I didn't want to put anything. I just wanted it to be quite like open and well, I guess a little bit closed in. I shouldn't say open, but we have a lot of decorations to each side, so I didn't want it to feel messy. So yeah, I kind of made this a little like foliage area, put a lot of trees, but I did end up changing the trees. I will have to show you what I did, but for the meantime I just put lots of forest of valor trees and lots of plants and foliage and just kind of filled in all the areas. And yeah, I still really love the way this looks. So if you're going to take any inspiration, maybe you don't have Storybook Vale, because those are the trees I do end up using, then this is definitely a very good option. These are the trees that I ended up using, and right now it does look a little bit crazy, it does look a little bit weird, but I promise you this looks really good in game. Actually walking along, it does kind of hurt your eyes a little bit because we have all these like random colors and kind of a more like toned down town, but I just think it looks really good because, you know, you have all this like rustic, kind of more basic brownie sort of items, and then you look to the corners and you see all this like pink and magical kind of colors. I really love it. I think it's super pretty. I'm really obsessed with these like big foliage bits too, because especially if you're decorating such a big area, it takes so long to sit there and like detail and place every tree by hand. It just takes a very long time. So yeah, Anyways, we're coming back to this little area where I start doing some more decorating to this little market area. I put this little sandy market stall and also added a lot of veggies on top of the like tables just to kind of detail it a little bit more. I thought that this little market stall was really cute. I haven't used it in a while too. I kind of forgot about it. I ended up putting them back to back because I did find it a little bit weird how there was kind of no back to it. It just kind of sat there, which yeah, I think that looks a little bit weird. So I just placed one behind, and you can't really like get to it, but it just makes a little bit more sense. And then I add Stitch's truck, and then also this little pottery one. The Stitch truck, I decided to like decorate it like it was a little like foliage area, not foliage area, sorry, like a little like place where you could make potted plants or buy potted plants. I think it looks really cute. I'm imagining coming like people or villagers coming here for a little date, making some flowers. I thought it was quite cute. I wanted different areas, not all the same like park areas. So yeah, I didn't want to just do like another market area because we had literally just done that. But yeah, this is the final walkthrough of the build. I did do quite a bit more detailing. I did not show that because it's just placing flowers and extra little items, and yeah. But this is the little market area. I think it looks so cute. I just love the item rotation. You can really make builds feel a lot more like lived in and natural. We have another little park area here. This is more like an eating area where you can sit and relax. We have the Snuggly Duckling Tavern. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And the Beast Castle. Through here I have Flynn's house. I kind of pushed his house back quite a bit more. And we have a little art area down here with lots of pretty foliage. This is probably the most open area of the whole build. We have the purple cottage and this bigger kind of garden area with a little outhouse to the back. I have some fruits and veggies on the table, kind of just placed down. And then we have our middle kind of area. I love this little clock tower area. I think it's so cute, especially with those new fencing. I just love that fencing. Back here we have the little hobbit house with the pottery area. I think it's really cute. I just realized just now that I literally could have put the actual pottery tables, but yeah, that's fine. Something to think of if you're gonna do any recreation or take any inspiration from this. But yeah, here's the final look and some aerial shots of the build. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. This took me so long to do, but yeah, definitely so worth it. I'm so happy with all of this stuff. I'm really excited to just be able to use this space and come here and just relax. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a really good rest of your day. Bye bye.